KBLA Talk 1580 congratulates our own Keith Underwood, host of the weekend entertainment show Black in the Green Room, on his recent honor at the annual National Arts and Entertainment Journalism Awards. Keith received a first place award presented by the Los Angeles Press Club for his entertainment reporting, and we couldn't be prouder. Congratulations, Keith, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
KBLA Talk 1580 congratulates Malik Books on celebrating 35 years in business.
It's a celebration.
Malik Books proudly houses one of the largest African American and diverse children's books in the nation. This is the perfect time to pick up holiday reads, meaningful gifts, and to support literacy in our community. For 35 years, Malik Books has stood strong in the Black Book Revolution, uplifting stories that heal, inspire, and transform. One reader at a time. Change your thoughts, change your life. Books are the gift that keeps giving. From all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, congratulations to Malik Books on 35 years of culture, pride, and community.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Now back to more of Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Folly drops the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to the me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA Talk 1580. Download the app.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. It's Tenacious Tuesdays, where we are always on the grind with Barbara Arnwine. She is the president of the Transformative Justice Coalition. Barbara, welcome forward to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. There's just so much going on, so much to talk about.
I just got to tell you, I'm honored to be on your show. But just before we get to that long list of things,
my show.
That's right.
CEO counting down and doing all this other stuff. That's all right. That is so wrong. My show. I can't hear you.
I just wanted to add that Thornburg versus Gingles, 478 U.S. 30, 1986, was a United States Supreme Court case in which the unanimous court found that the legacy of official discrimination acted in concert with the multi-member districting scheme to impair the ability of, quote, cohesive groups of Black voters to participate equally in the political process and to elect candidates of their choice, unquote. The ruling resulted in the invalidation of districts in the North Carolina General Assembly and led to more single-member districts in state legislatures. Barbara, you blew my mind just before we came forward, I've been focusing, and I have a standing bet with you that half of the 62 members of the Congressional Black Caucus, depending upon the outcome of the Calais decision, may not be there in 2028. That's a bet. But now you're telling me we could lose 100 plus African Americans in state legislatures.
191. I was off.
200.
I did an inversion. 191. Here's the report, everyone. It's from Black Voters Matters, and it's called the. Let me see. My camera loves to do that, but it's called the Southern State Legislative Effect. It's brand new, hot off the press. Louisiana versus Calais, the Supreme Court case that could decimate fair representation in state legislatures. Folks, here it is. You got to get a copy of it. Get it as soon as you can. And it thinks I want to, but there it goes. Please, everybody.
Barbara, is this something we can download, or is this something that's on?
Oh, yes, you can download it for free. That's what I did. And
okay, so it's called again, the report?
It's from Black Voters Matters, and it's called the Southern State Legislature Effect.
Okay, we need to download that, everybody. And Barbara, before we get
can I read some highlights from it?
Can read whatever you like, please.
Okay, here's a couple of highlights. Get ready, folks. Our initial report found that gutting Section 2, which is the anti-discrimination provisions of the Voting Rights Act, could secure Republicans 19 more safe U.S. House seats. 19 more safe U.S. House seats, enough to significantly undercut Black and Latino representation in Congress and cement long-term one-party control. That's all they want, by the way. It's one-party, GOP domination forever. Even if Democrats win the popular vote. That's Congress. But check this out. If Section 2 fails, GOP legislatures across 10 southern states could redraw maps to decimate fair representation and minority political power in state legislatures while entrenching Republican power. Specifically, our new analysis finds that GOP legislatures could eliminate approximately 191 state legislative seats currently held by Democrats, the vast majority of which are held by Black representatives in majority minority districts. Final point, because this is a great report and people should get it. And it got to break your back to read it. It's not that long, but it's a really strong report. Across the South, the number of legislative districts where Black or Hispanic voters are a majority of the voting age population could drop from 342 to 202, or 2 of every 5 such districts. Did you hear me?
Repeat it one more time.
All right. Across the South, the number of legislative districts where Black or Hispanic voters are a majority of the voting age population could drop from 342 to 202, or 2 of every 5 such districts. I said from the beginning, Calais is an attack on Black political power. It is an attempt to block it, destroy it. It's there. And remember one thing you and I have been talking about since the first time I was on your show? We've been talking about the redemption era. That era immediately after the Hayes-Tilden Compromise.
Redeemers.
Right. And, the destruction of Black political power after the Civil War, after, the little period of Reconstruction and the destruction of Reconstruction era. Here's what this report also says. The Supreme Court's far-right majority is echoing tactics used by the Redemption Court after Reconstruction, using neutral arguments to dismantle civil rights protections and usher in the Jim Crow era.
So let me scratch my head for a moment. I didn't realize, and I kind of been hinting at it for the year that we've been on the radio, that that the end of first Reconstruction was a gradual process of both state legislative, congressional compromises, as well as court actions.
There you
and
go.
We woke up one day and we were all gone.
All gone.
So
all gone.
What I'm hearing from you, Barbara, is in this moment that there is no definitive date when Second Reconstruction comes to an end, but we are in the slow drip and it is picking up speed to bring Second Reconstruction to an end as we speak. And that we will quickly, by definition, without state legislative protection and no protection from federal troops, withdrawing federal law and federal I don't mean ICE agents. I'm talking about the ones who protected the freedmen and their right to vote.
Yes.
We are quickly, without federal law, which is the equivalent of federal troops being in these states to protect us, we are quickly moving into some form of Jim Crow 2.0.
And worse than that, right? Because the one thing that I found so intriguing about Lisa Gray's book, Without Precedents, on the Roberts Court, and it really is the Roberts Court, about what John Roberts is, the agenda that he's following, which is nothing more than an oligarchical vision of America, because that's what we've got to talk about. That is not just the second coming of the Confederacy and all the white supremacist madness, but also they believe 100% and are funded by oligarchs. It talks about all this Supreme Court corruption. Look at all the money that these justices have been getting from who, folks? Oligarchs, billionaires who have been funding them. And she does a good job in this book of showing after some decisions are rendered, Jesse, she shows how the money flows and who benefits from the money flow. That once they give these oligarchs what they wanted, how they then reward members not only of the court, but how they really reward, some of their advocates like Leonard Leo and others. One thing she does here that blew my mind, because I sat across from this man called C. Boyden Gray. I sat across from him when we were arguing for the restoration of the 1964 Civil Rights Act and what we were trying to then call the Civil Rights Act of 1990. And it goes into his family. And Jesse, these are people who were firm Confederates and never gave up. Never gave up during the 1940s when Truman was trying to desegregate, and the 50s trying to desegregate the military. They were in there undermining it, his family. And it's like, they pass this evil on from generation to generation. We will come back. We will beat us. We will dominate again. We will put those N words in their places. I mean, this is who these people are. We make a mistake thinking that they're just white supremacists. They're also captured, totally captured and beholden to the oligarchs.
The book is Without Precedent by Lisa Graves, How Chief Justice Roberts and His Accomplices Rewrote the Constitution and Dismantled Our Rights. Barbara, I'm certainly hopeful that you'll bring part of your book club on Without Precedent to the Jesse Jackson Jr. show.
Let's do that.
Listen, this show is absolutely yours. Barbara, is there any concern that we should have? Because I was listening to a Facebook post the other day, one of these, I think a TikTok version, that, and I want to think it was by one of the prominent African-American pollsters, who was like just sounding the negative news on how everything without the Supreme Court that we have fought for is dead. That we simply have to have the court on our side, interpretively on the question of the Constitution. And that we took our movement took its eyes off of the court itself. And hence, we don't care if the Heritage Foundation has lists of candidates that are in kindergarten right now that they're grooming to be on the Supreme Court. Maybe the Brennan Center, maybe the National Bar Association or the American Bar Association, or maybe Harvard might give birth to some progressives for the court. But we don't think interpretively about how these federal judges have the final say over our liberties and freedoms.
Well, you know, it's fascinating. It's always, ever since I stepped foot into the DC as a civil rights, quote, leader, ever since I did that in 1989, I've been taken by how naive our side is. Check this out, everybody. In 2000, when the fight for Bush versus Gore was going on, there was somebody who was dispensed and somebody who was sent down to Florida to fight to make sure that the full vote would never happen. Because if the full vote had happened, Bush would have lost. And who was sent to be part of the legal team, his name was John Roberts. But guess else who was there? Try a Brett Kavanaugh. Try a Amy Coney Barrett. They were all part of the same legal team. In 2000,
wow,
the die of this wool has been cast for a long time. It didn't just happen in this, quote, MAGA era. MAGA is an evolution of this white supremacist, oligarchical, hate-filled, new movement. But its die was cast.
Barbara, what you've made clear to us is that this is a plan, that it is a plan. It is a long operated plan.
There you go.
Maybe, now you're going to be mad at me when I say this though, but I'm not aware, and I think I'm pretty close to the politics of a lot of things. I'm not aware of the big progressive democratic plan that's been in operation since we passed the Civil Rights Act.
Well, it's worse than that. It's worse than that.
Okay,
when
Barbara,
I said to my
how
board,
bad
I'm
is it?
sorry, I'm going to bring it. When I said to my board, when I was at the Lawyers Committee, I said we cannot confirm Roberts. We cannot support him. In fact, we need to oppose him because John Roberts is part of a cabal. They have an agenda. They want to destroy the Civil Rights Act. They want to destroy the Voting Rights Act. That's all he ever has done in his life is talk about destroying the Voting Rights Act.
Barbara, but do we have a cabal? Do we have a cabal? Am I missing the meeting? Am I not getting an invitation?
No, hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
Okay.
And when I said that, I had members of my board say, oh, John Roberts is a good man. I've been to his house for dinner.
Barbara, I got to go. I'm Jesse Jackson. We'll talk about Barbara with her friends at John Roberts' house when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's afternoon drive time with Jesse Jackson Jr. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. House Republicans have unveiled a health care bill that excludes an extension of Obamacare subsidies, which are set to expire at year's end.
The Lower Health Care Premiums for All Americans Act, which will be on the floor tomorrow, is the first big step to lower premium costs.
Speaker Mike Johnson says he expects no Democrat support. Without action, premiums could spike for 22 million Americans. Whoopi Goldberg is slamming President Trump for his, quote, shameful, end quote, comments about the late Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle, after their tragic deaths. On The View, she called out his lack of empathy after he claimed Reiner died from, quote, Trump derangement syndrome, end quote. And Donna Summer, the queen of disco, has been posthumously inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Known for hits like Love to Love You Baby and I Feel Love, she was honored at a Los Angeles ceremony attended by her husband and daughters. I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now.
Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
A troubling season for the Clippers continues to generate more misery. They lost to Memphis last night, 121-103. 4 straight loss for the Clippers, who now have lost 8 straight at home. The Clippers haven't won a home game since October 31st against New Orleans. The loss to Memphis drops the Clippers to 6-20. If it wasn't for a 5-22 New Orleans, the Clippers would be at the bottom of the Western Conference. The Lakers are off until Thursday night in Utah at 18-7. The Lakers have the 3rd best record in the West. Luka Doncic still leads the NBA in scoring with 34.7 points per game. The Rams will not have wide receiver Devontae Adams for Thursday night's showdown game at Seattle. Adams suffered a strained hamstring in Sunday's win over Detroit. The Rams are considering resting Adams for the final 3 regular season games to make sure he's healthy for the playoffs. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
So you need last-minute gifts. No judgment. Get an extra 25% off during Kohl's Friends and Family Sale and find great gifts under $20. Like something cozy, something thoughtful, something that says you planned this all along. Yep, you're just one quick trip away from checking off the last gifts on your list. Save now at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer ends December 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy place every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
You're listening to Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Jackson Jr. Show. The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. King Folly drops the beat. Come on and talk
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Welcome to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. It's Tenacious Tuesdays. Welcome to Season 2, Lighting It Up with Barbara Arnwine. We're on the grind with the president of the Transformative Justice Coalition. Barbara, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show.
Thank you for having me.
Barbara, just before we took our little break, you were talking about one of your friends who's a friend of John Roberts.
A board member. And was telling me, oh, John, he's really a wonderful guy. You know, I've been to his home for dinner. I've helped him with his, he had this little project where he would go to black schools and help clean up the school. And I've been on that project. So he cares about, black children's futures. I said, what are you talking about with this oblee madness? Are you crazy? But I lost that fight. My board would not back me in opposing John Roberts. And, I knew then that there was, a splitting of the ways coming when I saw this happen. But it was, so ugly. But that's the way guess who voted for John Roberts, y'all? Guess who voted for him?
I gotta believe a lot of Democrats did.
Including Senator Leahy, who was chair of the committee, of the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Barbara, why do we do that?
Because I used to scream. I'll tell you, one of the worst encounters I ever had in my life was when the Obama administration came in. I sat down with the judicial, part of the transition committee, and I worked with them. And I said, listen, this is what you got to do to get your people through, to make sure that you're going to be able to impact the court. Here's what you got to do. Went through it. They were all like, yeah, that makes sense. That's all wonderful. The saddest day in my life, when I really, for the first time and the only time I've ever hit a wall in my life, just like my whole body just, ran into a wall, was when I sat in the White House and was told that they weren't going to be able to get their judicial nominees through because they hadn't done what we said. And I was so angry. I just could not. Sometimes when something is so horrifying, because you understand the long-term implications, because I didn't understand. I wasn't talking about just one seat. I knew what this would mean for the court for the entire future of decades. And when I talked to people afterwards, after I hit this wall, because I went into a deep, don't talk to me, don't touch me, period, where all I could see was just, literally black in front of my eyes. I was so angry. And finally, when I came out of it, I talked to one of the people who had been on the transition team, and I said, why did this happen? When we knew it could happen and we were to have prevented it from happening. And they said, because Rahm Emanuel doesn't give a S about judges. I said, but how could Hillary? I would think I would.
Rahm Emanuel doesn't give a S about what now?
Judges.
What does this mean? What does S mean?
You know what S means. I ain't saying it. You know what it means. You get bad.
Not Rahm Emanuel. I don't foul mouth Rahm.
National TV. That's radio. You know better. And not only that, I said, wait a minute. Hillary and Bill, both attorneys, didn't do what they should have done about judges. Here we are with Obama and Michelle, both attorneys, and they're gonna just capitulate and let this happen. Folks, it was disastrous. And I'm talking about early in that first term. This is second term. He did, he got a break. He was lucky. He got a break, got to appoint some people, and was able to get some things done, except for, some stuff at the end. And, and I always disagreed with that administration over black, not putting a black woman on the court. There was all kind of stuff. I had issues with them. And Merrick Garland, don't get me started. So anyway, But
Barbara, these people are
there's
consistent over time, Barbara. Barbara, these people are consistent over time.
And they tell you who they are. And you won't believe them.
Our people, Barbara, let me give a little critique of us for a moment. We take these, when I look at history from 1619 to the present, there's these minutes, these moments where we trust them so much, we let our guard down. We have these relaxation periods of the illusion of progress. And there's this struggle, then there's these periods where there's a cool off, and maybe some Barbara Arnwine will be out here raising hell. Maybe some Jesse Jackson will be out here raising hell.
Or doing it together.
Oh, me and you and Rev. They call us crazy, right?
Right.
And everything catches up to crazy.
Yes.
And we're not so crazy no more because we've been saying it all along.
Yes.
And we're not prepared to deal with what we were led to believe was their willingness to come to terms with a change in behavior. They're not going to change their behavior. And there's only so far liberals are going to go to buttress the progress that we make. I mean, listen, Barbara. A lot of the liberal establishment is as shocked as they can be at what's happening.
Yes.
You and I are not.
Not at all.
Not at all shocked, but they are. And many of the things they proposed for the last 50 years were temporary in origin, including but not limited to Roe versus Wade, 1973. There are Congresses, and there were plenty of them, that never passed legislation to strengthen Roe versus Wade. Barbara, am I missing something here?
It's our opponents go for broke. You know, they go for broke every time. And we go for a little salve here and there. You know, a little Band-Aid here and there. But they go for broke. They want the whole thing. Right now, they're going for one-party control forever. That's their whole obsession. They want an imperial presidency so that nobody, not even a Congress, can check their agenda. They want an agenda whereby there is no democracy. These are anti-democracy forces. I've been saying this since 2011. Your dad gave me the best platform ever to tell the world about it. It helped us to win, 2012 in the sense of, stopping them a little bit. But the problem is that if you only think these are your friends being bad actors, if you're willing to, quote, reach across the aisle at all expense, if you're willing to think, oh, they just got it wrong here and there, if that, because you party with them, you hang out with them, you golf with them, so you think they're good people. This is so ugly. And you say, how did, Nazi Germany happen? And I'm watching it happen. So I just want people to understand that when you talk about the Democratic Party, if they're not an opposition party, they're nothing. And they don't know how to be an opposition party. An opposition party is an opposition party. It's not just that we all vote together. That opposition party understands that the people across the aisle are your enemies. They're not your friends. And that's where the error is. We keep thinking that. We keep thinking people get in front of this Roberts Court and think they can somehow appeal to his better judgment. This man got an agenda. It's not about better judgment. They think that they can appeal to his sense of fairness. He don't care about no fairness. He's talking about his agenda. When he went to work with Rehnquist, he already had an agenda. You know what Rehnquist did? And Rehnquist, is on record with some of his little ugly, racist madness. But they made him Chief Justice of the court, and they made Roberts Chief Justice.
When we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580, we're going to talk about, for just a moment, how we can support the Transformative Justice Coalition and KBLA on Talk 1580. More when we come forward on the.
While you're stuck in traffic, we can at least bring you up to speed on the news of the day. You're listening to Jesse Jackson Jr. only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Looking for a purposeful and passionate way to make a difference in your community? Volunteer with our Senior Medicare Patrol and help prevent Medicare fraud. SMP volunteers work in their community educating peers about healthcare fraud and how to prevent and detect it. Free training starts soon. Check us out online or at an SMP open house near you. We're on a mission to stop fraud. Join our team. You make a difference. Visit caSMPvolunteer.org.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Target's last-minute deals are here, right on time to get you holiday ready in no time. Snack beauty gift sets for every style, the hottest toys, can't miss entertainment, crowd-pleasing candy, and much more. All under $20. Whether you're hosting or welcoming surprise guests, you'll be ready for all of it for less. Grab them now before they're gone. Last-minute deals under $20. Happening now, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21. Now back to more of Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Folly, drop the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to the me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to the me. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. This is the second season, the first anniversary of Jesse Jackson Jr. Show, and we are now. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Barbara. You made this possible here on KBLA Talk 1580. You want to do me a favor? Put KBLA under your Christmas tree this year. Stop by the station in Leimert Park. You can Google us, find out the address. I know you're not shopping at Target. I know you're not shopping at all these places we're not supposed to be shopping at. So you should have a little bit of disposable income and dispose of it over here at KBLA, because KBLA is truly free and truly independent to allow us to have the kinds of conversations that we have, from Dominique DePrima to our leader Tavis Smiley's show to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show, all the way to Nee Corte, our White House correspondent. We need your support. We need your help. Keep our voices free and keep us independent. I think you contribute on our website as well at KBLA. And so please, please, please give consideration to that. Barbara, how can we support the Transformative Justice Coalition and your work?
You can go to tjcoalition.org, tjcoalition.org, and make a donation at the amount that you can afford to make and that you want to make. Help us to do this work, because I'm not up here, as Jesse will tell you, just talking. Because we intend to be in these streets.
He's not doing that. Barbara is busy. Barbara, give me that information one more time. How can we support your work?
Please contribute to the Transformative Justice Coalition at tjcoalition.org. That is our website. You'll find a donation. Donate, help us to get out and do this work, because we do this work in the streets with our organizations around the country in 29 states. And we work with young people, with the Gen Z and young millennials, to be the leaders in this fight for not only voting rights, democracy, but also for racial justice.
If the truth be told, some of the work that KBLA does, in fact, most of the work that KBLA does, as well as the Transformative Justice Coalition, the truth be told, they do the work for us, so some of us don't have to. We can just kind of get our direction from Barbara and Taffis and feel good that we fought the good fight today, because we listened, we learned, and we acted. Support the TJ Coalition and support KBLA Talk 1580 during this season. Barbara, we have about 7 minutes before the top of the show. There are some topics that you might want to cover fairly quickly before we get to your word of hope. Barbara?
Yes, to Rob Weiner and Michelle Seymour. Los Angeles, we've taken a loss, and the man who sits in the White House is unfit and his commentary is absolutely a reminder to all of us that this man is unfit, that he's craven in his instincts. And it's a reminder that he's not people sit around thinking, oh, he's the leader, he's this and that. He's nothing but a tool in this fight. These people have had this agenda before he even knew what television, had any presence on TV. He's there. They have used him because he is so craven. So shame on him for his commentary regarding their deaths. And may our sympathies and condolences go to the family and to everybody who is suffering at such a horrific loss. Also to the people of Brown University, our condolences, to all those families who send children and all the people on the campus who are just there to learn, and to be invaded and slain in such a cruel way. And all Congress does is sit on its little hands and talk about thoughts and prayers. They better pass some protection from all of these guns. We got more guns in this country by 3 times than we have people. It's just insane. To the people of Australia, to those on Bondi Beach, to those who were trying to celebrate the high holiday of Hanukkah, we send our greatest condolences for that attack. It's just a reminder that the illness. I had a minister who said something deep that made me sit back the other day, and Dr. Brian Clay was talking. He is the former, Southern Christian Leadership Executive Director, and he is one of the members of the new National Christian Leadership Movement, of which I'm part of. And he said that we got to understand that racism is a demonic spirit.
Yes, it is.
It's a demonic spirit. I love the way he said that. And that if we understand it that way, then we know how much we're fighting. That it's not just, some little disagreements here and there, that this is purposeful deception. It's all the tricks and the wiles of the of the adversary. We got to understand what we're up against. So I thought that was, profound. So my, condolences to the people, and I'm, happy that heroes, came out. Sick of this Patel FBI with its incompetence, arresting the wrong person in the Brown University case. It's just, there's so much wrong. But I just do want to say to all of us out there, remember that the beauty of our lives is ourselves, and that God has put us here. We could have been born in any moment, but we were birthed into this moment. And that means we were birthed into a moment of purpose. Never doubt that you can make a difference. Oh, we're going to be talking in 2026 because we're not sitting back taking this nonsense. We need to make sure that we do everything in our power to dominate, to take back, not to take back, but to move forward, really. Because we don't want to go backwards. We want to go forward in this battle. And I just don't want people to misunderstand what the battle is. That's why I urge you to get Without Precedence, to understand, read some Jason Stanley's books on, what's going on with this fascism. Read, Randy Weingarten's, Why Fascists Fear Teachers. I mean, just take some time and situate yourself where you're not misled into what the real fight of this moment is. And because we need you. We need you. We need your hearts, your spirits. Thank you, everybody who's been out there fighting in 2025. We love you.
Barbara, I am so proud of you. I'm so proud to have gotten to know you for the decades that we have been friends. And to say that, it is your spirit also that motivates us, that keeps us moving forward. I mean, week after week, day after day, Barbara approaches her work with the kind of love and the kind of ministry that is motivating to all of us, not only who engage in some form of Christian praxis, but also who believe in social justice. I mean, the watering well of the human spirit requires a consideration of the deep water that it takes for self-preservation, because the mountains of evil, the demonic mountains of evil that all around us require us to dig in some very, very deep places to sustain ourselves, to maintain our sanity, and, in the words of Reverend Jesse Jackson, to keep the hope alive. Barbara, look forward to all of the work that we can do to support the TJ Coalition and to support KBLA Talk 1580. I'm asking that you keep both the TJ Coalition and KBLA Talk 1580 under your Christmas tree this year, in your hearts, in your prayers, but also in your budgets. How about that? Why not put KBLA in your budget? Just a small contribution every month to accomplish a national and a profound goal for social justice in the United States. In fact, I would encourage our other organizations to think about these monthly contributions, no matter how large, no matter how small, but as long as they're recurring. I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. You've been listening to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show on KBLA Talk 1580. Our very special guest on the grind with Barbara Arnwine. More tomorrow on Wealthy Wednesdays on the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show.